see a parallel between fitness and trading?
I do. Partly because I have a bias towards fitness anyway, and just sports and from my background. But I do think that certainly you need some sort of release from trading. Something else in your life that you can be involved in. For me, it's some form of exercise. I've always been a believer in body and mind and all that anyway, and so generally trying to stay a bit healthier. So I think that it's a good way to relieve stress. Now, some people, it might be yoga, or it could be meditation, or whatever it is, but something to... Now, don't get me wrong, I don't suffer with stress from trading, and you shouldn't. I don't think traders should suffer with stress. If you're doing it correctly, you shouldn't do. But it's still healthy. When you're sat at your screens, you should be doing something else, whether it's walking even. I've got traders who like going out for long, several mile walks. So whatever it is, I do draw a parallel between fitness and trading, and also it's great for the mind. So if we've used some analogies about rugby, but if I use an analogy like with tennis as well. So we've just got Wimbledon at the moment, and you always hear the commentators talking about unforced errors. And when two tennis players are playing each other, how one all of a sudden can just go off the boil, and it's just that they've lost concentration really, and all of a sudden they start having these unforced errors. They might have the opposite player might be over on that side of the court. All they've got to do is hit the ball down that way, and it goes smashing straight into the net, or it still misses. Unforced errors. We saw Djokovic doing that recently, just last week. And that's what traders can do, unforced errors when it comes to trading, in that they decide not to sit on their hands and they decide to take that trade, impose their will onto the market rather than waiting for the market to come to them. Those are unforced errors. I think if you can have that release, like by doing sport, exercise, whether it's walking, whatever it might be, then you're much more likely to approach trading with a good mindset, and not suffer with those unforced errors like you can get in other sports.
When things aren't going so well, what do you do to unwind?
Okay, sport, again, I read, any sort of exercise, socialise. So again, I don't do these things to unwind from when things aren't going well, because I don't really differentiate. I'm just trading. And I know, I've been around for long enough to know that I'll have these cycles. If I'm going through a small cycle where the trading's not quite working out, it's just a cycle. I don't even see it as necessarily a bad thing. It's actually, you learn a lot when you're coming through a drawdown period. So I don't quite see it that way, but certainly in life, I think it's important that if you spend a lot of your time in front of screens, to have those periods where you are out and about. Like I said, we talked about water skiing earlier on in the summer months, or it might be skydiving, or might be doing CrossFit, or going to the gym, running, whatever it might be. Whatever it is for you, have something else to do outside of trading.